Alright guys, I'm going to be doing a portal in this video. And for those of you that are not aware, this is Elyon. It's a new game like your cow. And what I just did was extend the daily portal time for this because I need to. So yeah, just walk up portal. We like this one in particular is Northgard Hunting Grounds. It's a level 47 zone. There is no max level in this game, so you can just do whatever the fuck you want. Pardon French. When you first come in here, you'll have a green quest. You check from this check. Once you complete the green quest, you get the blue quest, which is a daily quest. It does not take quest letters, but you can just run around and do what the fuck you want. Make sure you have these portal-based return scrolls. They're great for when you're grinding in here, so because they take you right back to the base. And you'll notice that this is in fact a timed instance. So if you fuck it up, you will not be able to get back too easily. That's what those return scrolls for. It takes you right to base. And it makes it so you can stay out far more than you want too, which is nice. First zone, non-PvP. That's where all these goats, rams, and bison are. Next zone you'll see, in the Vulpin side anyway, is going to be where the bears are. They are in fact armored bears or Kodiaks. Kodiaks are the big ones, armored bears are the little ones. Just beat the shit out of them. Keep beating the shit out of them. The goal of this zone is to get the fangs, which can then be used to receive either the potions or the base material in order to enchant your accessories. Basically just farming for hours, hoping something sticks. I'm only gonna be doing, I don't know, maybe like 20 minutes of this. I don't feel like staying in here all the right now. Plus, since I'm recording it, might as well do something else while I'm here. Because why not? This is actually my third trying to make a recording of me doing this today, which is why I needed to use that time extender, because I have used my full hour for today trying to record a session, and it just failed miserably every time. First time no video, second time no sound. Hoping this one works. But yeah, you guys can let me know if it actually helps you out or anything in the comments section, if you please. That'd be really nice. Being as this is one of the first videos I've posted, I'm hoping it has sound this time, unlike the first two. There we go, those were done on Microsoft Recorder. This is being done on Twitch service, so I'll post the link to the Twitch in the YouTube description. Vice versa. So if you want, you can check out my other shit. Follow me, because yeah. So as you can see, not killing this guy fast enough. I'm usually in here with another damage, but he is not currently on. And he is usually the one that does most of the damage for me in this area, because I'm playing tank classes in almost every game. So he just enraged. Basically, when they're enraged, they hit harder and they take less damage. Not much less, but they do take less. It's really just that they have a higher dodge rate, which is fine if you have enough accuracy. If not, then you're just kind of beating the ground. Nice music for whenever being in raid, so right. Like a salsa kind of dance or something, which is nice. But music in this game is really good. I like their choices a lot. I am actually going to run to get a buff. So in this zone there is a roaming boss type monster. He is white, so it's not to say that he's actually white, but his health bar is white, which means that you cannot actually hit him. The reason I'm bringing him up is because he drops flowers, and it's actually part of the daily quest in here to get at least one of these flowers, but you want to get 5 if you can, because for every flower you pick up, you get a 2% increase in damage done to all monsters in this or this portal. Really, it's the whole thing. But yeah, he's a gentle thing. He's cute. So, why? Basically, you gotta get to the flower before it blooms, and if it blooms halfway through your casting, it'll interrupt you. In order to get the buff, then the flower needs to not be bloomed. And that's 5. So then, yeah, you just beat these things, and now you have a 10% increase once you get all 5 to damage. Not much, but it does help quite a bit. In this game, everything's measured in small percentages, just to keep things a little more believable as far as attacks go. But it most certainly does show that 10% increase can do a fairly good amount. Now, the only reason those lions were enraged was because I was ignoring them when I was trying to find flowers. So they got mad because I ignored them. One thing to note about Elyon is that it is not actually required for you to already have an account. You can start today, go download Elyon, and you can pretty much have a max level character in a week if you grind at it. Because they have implemented a newbie box system, and there is actually no max level. When I say max level, I'm really referencing 45, because that is where most people are, 45, 46, there's a couple 47s, and like 1 or 2 48s, but those are no-lifers, so we don't count them. But yeah, newbie box system gives you all kinds of XP increased potions and mana increased potions, and you even get some really high level runes and armor just for making a character and leveling it up. When you hit, I think it's 23, you will actually get a rune that I literally just got on this character. And in order to get that rune, I had to spend hundreds of the in-game currency on it. And you get it for free just for making a character. So hey, congrats, I guess. Notice I'm not using any like buff potions or anything. It's mainly because I'm not trying to actually farm in here right now. I'm just kind of trying to demonstrate one of the portal concepts for this game. This is actually a level 46 portal, which means that it only opens up once your character gets level 46 and a certain gear score. I think the gear score for this is 500. But see, he's still enraged, just didn't enrage as badly or with as much health left as he did before. Which isn't to say that it's a good thing, it's also not to say it's a bad thing, it's just a thing. Yes, I know I'm kind of breaking the fourth wall here, I don't really give a crap. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to the sound, just watch me farm something. Don't really know why you would want to do that, but yeah, whatever. I typically like doing videos on character creation, but I tried to do one of those yesterday and that video failed to record any actual video. So here we are. Now because I have extra time, I'm just running back to the base because I really don't care about my time. But if I was going to farm in here at the very end, like when I had maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes left, which all you have to do is either click the key this is bound to, or find it in your bag and left click it, and you would automatically be teleported right back to your base. It does work if you're in fight, which is nice. There are also bosses for these zones that give different buffs. It will tell you in nearby chat where actually those bosses are in relation to the map itself. When I reference the map, I mean this. It's like a little scorekeeper, has the tooths and the leathers, and then this is actually the purple version of the badge. And it'll be like southwest corner, northwest corner, what have you, of the map itself. The goat one actually spawns directly in the center. So because I don't care about time, and yeah, we're just gonna come in here and show you. So what you do is when you get the materials, you will either take and you will trade them for beast leather, which is what I'm going to do because I don't have enough to go for the legendary badge. Or you can trade them directly for transcendent runestones, which are then used to complete the transcendent dungeons. So for now, we'll just grab all the beast leather we can. Looks about 28. Come over here and be like, we don't have beast leather. Oh yeah. So once you get beast leather, then you need to trade it for the purple hunter's badge, which I can add one. Come over here and be like, oh, this guy. Yeah, so I can't really buy anything here because I already bought out all this, and this takes 50 of the purple badges, which I only have one right now. Basically this is just a grind area. Come over here, talk to this guy, and you can sell junk. So if you pick up equipment in there, you can salvage it and sell the junk there, repair all your gear here. Another thing, if you play the tank class, you're going to be repairing more often than any other class in this game. That's just by virtue of durability decreasing because you get hit. If you play like a Sin, a Gunner, Mystic, any range, damage, or classes that can move a lot more than you, they won't get hit as much, so they have a slightly lower repair bill. So if you're going to farm in the world, I'd recommend farming one of those two classes. One of those classes. Who's any class but Warlord. So if you want to play tank like I do, then it's better to make like an alt that you can then farm for cash on. Because, yeah, it's nice. As my chair slowly decreases because it's broke, I slightly will go out of camera screen because why not? So if you fail to use all of the hides like I did, you'll notice that they actually disappear from your inventory as soon as you leave the portal. So don't leave the portal unless you've actually gotten the portal item, which you'll notice that it has that little circle icon for the portal on it. And yes, I did just point at my screen. Yeah. But yeah, that is to show that it is in fact a portal item. So, once we done with that, we can just hit this button and go back to the house. I have a world house. If you do not want a world house, it is actually cheaper to use the free house that comes when you hit level 36. Which back before the newbie boxes took you about a day. And now the newbie boxes have been implemented, it takes you about 2 hours. If you're lazy. Okay, I mentioned I was going to do something else, so for now, can't really buy anything. Show you the enchanting, because I just got a new earring. So this is the enchantment material, blue light magic stone. You combine it with the purple potions that are also in that shop that you can buy 2 a day. A week, not a day. It's 3-to-1 ratio, and then you can use those to enchant your purple accessories. Blue for blue, purple for purple, gold for gold. Alright. What else did I want to do? I'm going to run a dungeon. It's a 15-minute video so far. We should have enough for it. So right now I'm going to change out a room because I want to run a spike dungeon, which is a higher level dungeon. You have to be 44 to run it. It's not exactly highest level dungeon, but it is a high level dungeon. And it gives pretty great rewards, especially the first time you run them. Which I will explain here in a second. Let me get rid of accuracy. What do I want to trade it out for? That's toughy. We'll give it accuracy. So, these are your runestones. That is what you will get for free for making a new character. It is any new character. Even if you already have an account and you have a character, you can still use that account, make a new character, and just use that new character with this runestone for free. You will also get newbie armor on your new character that is, in fact, better than the knight set, which is the starting purple set from before the newbie box. So the reason the runestones are important is because you can come down here and you can select all kinds of different modifiers, increasers for different skills. Like for this one, it's all ground strike skills. Despite what people say in this game, ground strike and ground target are 2 very different things. For instance, this skill here is a ground strike skill. Notice how when I take it away, there's nothing left on the ground. That's how you know it's ground strike. While as this skill is a ground strike followed by a ground target. Most ground target skills have ground strike first. So you strike the ground and then the target's out. Unless you're doing like a magic class or Sin Rainfall. So now that I have that gem equipped, we are going to hit dungeon, go transcendent dungeon, and we're going to hit spike because spikes. Then you're just going to enter the spike dungeon. It costs 1 of these stones, transcendent stones. You can run this multiple times, however the first clear rewards are per character. And as you can see right there, it is a gold chest plate for any class that clears Spike Dungeon the first time through. But to clear it, you require a stage 3 spike tolerance rune. Now if you don't have the spike rune, it won't even let you enter the dungeon, and that's actually a good thing because if you get in there and you take it off, you'll start taking dot damage, which is only really a problem for the last 2 dungeons, Poison and Spike. Poison's a little better for gold, Spike's a little better for loot. I go Spike. Once you clear these, you will then get the advanced transcendent stones for the advanced dungeons, which I haven't cleared any of because in order to get a full clear on them, you need a level 7 of the tolerance rune for that dungeon, which costs a lot to get. I think my closest is probably going to be... Yeah, I don't even have a tier 3 Gale. And Gale's the cheapest, so if you're going to make a tier 7, go for Gale. But so what this entails is you will need dungeon material and 100 to get 1 spike upgrade. However, tier 2 Gale, it's only 20 of the rune powder and 3 of the dungeon material. You get the dungeon material for either a selection box or from the dungeon itself. So you actually have to run the dungeon in order to get the dungeon material. Back to dungeon fight now. So we go transcendent, spike normal. Make sure you, after you do your first clear, it will automatically put you on floor 5, the final floor. You want to make sure if you're going to rerun it for loot, then you're going to want to go and make it floor 1, or you will spawn on floor 5. Yes, I'm eating M&Ms. No, I don't care. So these are timed. Better time you do, better end rewards. At least for the first clear. I'm not too sure about subsequent clears, but for now. These things are definitely under-leveled for me, being as they are level 44s and I'm beating up level 48s at level 46. So, you break boxes, you have a chance to get gold and a specific buff for that that floor. I think they only last maybe 30 seconds, so use it quick. And from Poison Dungeon up, you have a chance to get a Minerva's Blessing spawn. I see one, I'll point it out to you guys, but it will basically give you one of 3 buffs. One buff turns you into a flaming bird that periodically releases a pulse and can pretty much one-shot the mobs in here. It's one that most people want for clear time. There's one that will double the amount of gold you receive, and there's one that increases drop rate. That was a mob pull. I don't like the mob pull in this game. It's kind of stupid, but I understand where they get it from because it's also one of my skills. So I can't hate it too much because then I have to hate my own skill. I need to adjust my camera now and look at it. Kill everything. Now I go defeat the boss monster, and if you do not clear the specific floor in the time limit, you will get kicked out of the dungeon and you will not get the 5 opens. But every reward that you have up until that point will still stay in inventory, which is nice. Because it seems like something that people lack sometimes. Or games lack, I guess. If you die in here, you also fail. Not a res and try as many times as you like, you get 1 shot to clear it per transcendent stone. you look in the mini map on the top right, you can actually see the mobs before you legitimately see the mobs in this case. Clear strategy for Warlord for this. Ground strike damage to the max, and as many stuns as you can get to keep from dying. Because you will still take damage, even though the dungeon is not for your level. The dungeon is lower leveled, you will still take a good bit of damage. And you had better have that spike rune, because if you don't, it's kind of stupid how much damage you take from both spike and pointed dungeon. From Gale dungeon and from Earthquake dungeon, all the debuff in that zone does is give you a stun. And it'll stun you and allow the mobs to beat on you for a period of time. Which is why if you're not a tank, or a class that has skills to let them disappear, it can be challenging. I think when I came in here, I had around 350 as far as my gold goes. If you look at the bottom left, you can actually see how much gold I have right now. I do think you still get a little bit more gold in this dungeon than you would in the lower leveled poison, but I've been told repeatedly that's not the case, so I don't really know. Final boss for floor 2, this goblin guy, and he actually does change every time you go through. They cycle through like 5 different bosses. And you can have duplicates, or you could have all 5. It just depends on what the game feels like giving you that day. This game is really about grinding, so nobody really wants to grind. So if you do grind, you will actually come out ahead of everyone else at some point. Though if you don't, you can still be relevant in the game after some minor game help, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Why would you move? Stop moving. Thank you. These monsters in here do have a limited pull range as far as what their leash is, so if you are not careful, you will leash mobs and have to backtrack to go kill them, because to unlock the boss room, you have to kill everything on that floor. That's the difference between a spike dungeon and a Gale or Earthquake dungeon, is that Gale and Earthquake requires you to kill everything within that room to unlock the next room. This one, it's just to unlock the boss room. That's your entire goal. I don't know of a way that you can skip any of those mobs, because you kind of have to go the way it wants you to go to get there, but maybe they found an exploit in Korea. But they made it so that the rooms will not unlock unless all the mobs are dead. In the US version, at least. I guess America's version, English version, I don't know. Again, we have German we can translate it to, so I don't know. Sorry, thinking out loud here, just ignore me right now. Boss monster, defeat. Now it is in fact a goblin. Guys, look. Another goblin. Christy, the magic arrow. He's a goblin archer. I think he's actually been reused several times in this game because I'm pretty sure he's part of the level 1 dungeon that you go to called Goblin Dungeon. I'm pretty sure he used the mid-boss for that. But this one he's the boss, so. Oh well. Aha! So if you look, if you saw that, there was like an M-type shape with a hat. That shows you that there is in fact a Minerva's Blessing on this floor. I'm really just doing this for the gold, so I'm going to break as many boxes as I can. Sorry if you only see me break boxes, I don't really care. As you increase floor, the amount of gold that drops does also increase. Green ball on the floor back there. Give me a movement speed buff, if you're curious. If I see the Murderer's Shrine, I will let you know. So far, I haven't seen it, but it's not there. It just means I haven't seen it. And the buffs do actually get carried to next floor. So if we get it, then we will still have it. Probably by the time we defeat the boss, depending on what the buff is. Again, there's a limited pull range, but for these particular map, they have a fairly good amount of reach. Aha! So it's Malia's, not Minerva's. And it looks like a little node, you just click on it, boom, got a buff. Didn't turn me into a bird, but it did give me a attack increase of 60%. Like I needed it. For the current season, which also ends the 12th of December, the meta for is ground strike. It really just depends on mana tree, what everyone goes for. So currently it's ground strike for Warlord. I'm told the next season could possibly be a ranged, which would be interesting to find how much range I can stuff into a Warlord. That was stage 5, guys. We beat it. And we're not even 30 minutes into... Well, actually, no, we are 30 minutes into the recording. Cool. Oh, wait, no, we have more. You'll notice that my gold has increased to 135 from the 370 from when I last mentioned it. This zone, once you hit the floor 5, the mobs no longer have a pull range, I was told. We're going to test that. Because I don't quite believe it. Yeah, one just leashed. So, we're just gonna beat the crap out of this group and go kill the guy that leashed. Because, why not? And yes, it's very loud. Unfortunately, can't jump out of a window. I want to be able to jump out of a window. Game mods, if you're watching, I want to jump out of a window. Make it so I can do that, and I'll be very happy with the game. There are several unused sections of the spike dungeons. For instance, you can walk on top of that, but it doesn't actually get used for anything. There's no reason to. Just kinda can, if you feel like it. These outer portions here, I think it's just used for mob storage, honestly. If you look in your map, you can actually see where these guys are, and it'll let you know when they're gonna pop out. Because those are invisible mobs, but they are not invisible to the all-seeing eye that is your mini-map. Amazing! Not like Diablo, where invisible mobs are in fact invisible. There is a green ball in that crate, and it gave me a movement buff. It also translates to an attack speed increase because it is acceleration, not actually movement speed, that buffs you in dungeons. And in most cases that is what it will be. Acceleration is your movement and attack speed stat. So if you see something that says it gives you acceleration, don't be confused. It will give you both attack speed and movement speed. It's great for ranged classes, and it's not too bad if you're the tank, because it allows you to keep up with the group that has acceleration out the ass. Especially the Slayers, because they are currently broken and have so many movement skills that it is not really funny. Kind of irks me. That hallway, I want to use that for something. I don't know what, I just want to do something with it. Last couple mobs. Aha. Now we have Big Trolley himself. I refuse to call this an orc. It is not an orc. I don't care who says it's an orc. That is not an orc. That's a fucking troll. Now, if you told me it was an orc troll mix, I would believe that. But no, that is not an orc. And I don't care what you want to call that, but it is not an orc. I refuse to call that an orc. I'm very, very unhappy with that orc. It's not an orc. I play an orc character. That's not an orc. That's an orc. That is an orc. That thing I just killed, it's not a fucking orc. Pardon the French. Now we beat it. It's not an orc. I don't care. It's not an orc. So yeah, that's Elyon Transcendent Dungeon, a little bit of portal farming, and accessory explanation here and there. Get the word out, guys. Elyon is a fairly good game. Me like very much. As a matter of fact, it is my current favorite game. If you played Revelation Online, don't worry. This game is not pay to win currently. The best that you can pay is to get a Luminous, and the most that you can get it to is Tier 5, which honestly you can do for free. If you work at it, you can buy enough Luminous to get you a Tier 5 Luminous in about, I don't know, a month? Not even. You probably get a Tier 5 Luminous in less than a month if you really worked at it. And you will automatically get a Luminous to increase damage to monsters with the newbie bucks. Just like to scab of blood off my leg, if anyone was wondering. That's what that was about. I don't know. So as you can see, my gold, I'm pretty sure I just got about 100k in there or more. I think it was a little more than 100k. And these increase your mana XP. this is junk unless it's your first time completing it, and then you would put these in your collection book up here for Transcendent Dungeon, and you get skill points from it. You also get gold, but it's skill points is the main thing. Each one of these souls sells for 1,000, so it's about 3,000 that you get from them. Because they don't sell on Marketplace, and you can't really use them for anything else after you do the collection book. Mildly disappointed there. Honestly, you could do like a decoration or something. Great. Craftable or anything, honestly. So yeah, that's probably going to do it for this video, guys. Again, it's just a test, so if it actually does go up, awesome. If not, I will try again. But yeah, if it goes up, I will get more videos up of Elyon and different content in Elyon, because there is a lot. It is an MMO. I'll try and do a pyro video too, which is a dungeon that is currently out. It's one of the newest dungeons, and it gives you it's how you get your necklace in this game. So I am going to sign off here, guys. Bye.